Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Kat here, and today I'm doing a quick review and comparison video between the Tombow dual brush pens and the Zebra Midlliner brush pens. Since I showed you the Zebra brush pens in a recent haul from Stationery Paul, I got a couple of requests from you guys asking me to make a comparison video between these brush pens and the Tombow ones. I have been using Tombow dual brush pens for a few years now, and this year I started using the Zebra Midlliner brush pens, and so I decided to make this video to answer your questions and compare both markers. This video is not sponsored, but I got the Zebra Midliners gifted to me by Stationery Paul. In this video, I'm going to cover the basic characteristics of each marker, the exterior aspect of them, their tips, how they perform on different papers, layering when doing calligraphy, where to buy them, and then my final thoughts on them. So starting with the Tombow dual brush pens, they are bigger than the average marker and have a brush tip on one side and a fine tip on the other. They are sold individually and in packs, and they come in more than 100 colors. They have a number on their barrel so you can identify the marker, but each marker also has a shade name. The Zebra Midlliner brush pens are smaller than the Tombows, but don't have any labels or color names on them, or at least that we can read. They are also sold in a pack of 25, smaller packs of 5, and individually. And all these packs, including the Tombow ones, are available at Stationery Paul. That's where I buy my Tombow markers now because everything there is super affordable, and you can use my code CATSPLANNER for 10% off at checkout. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the Zebra brush pens and the Tombow brush pens, and of the Zebra fine tip and the Tombow's fine tip. The Zebra brush tip looks slightly smaller and pointier than the Tombow one, and the fine tip seems rounder, but the same tip size as the Tombow's fine tip. With time and use, the tips will start to fray a little bit. You can see that on the blue brush tip of the Tombow marker, because it's one of the markers that I use the most, and the green and yellow tips are practically brand new since I don't use them a lot. Overall, the tips hold on pretty well. Now I wanted to swatch both markers onto two different papers. First, I'm swatching the Zebra Midlliner brush pens on one of my notebook therapy notebooks, which, if you're not familiar with, I will leave a review of it in the description down below. But this notebook has 160 GSM's white paper, so it's going to hold the marker pretty well because the pages are super thick. I'm also doing an Ombre Effect on the letters so you can see how it looks like. And first I wrote the whole word and then I added the Ombre Effect, and below it I'm adding the Ombre Effect on the letters while the ink is still wet, because there is a difference between the two methods. Next I'm swatching the Tombow dual brush pens, and for me they are pretty similar to the Zebra Midlliner brush pens, but because the tip feels a bit bigger, I tend to do a bigger calligraphy with them, so I normally use the Zebra ones for smaller calligraphy. About the Ombre Effect on the letters, I think it's the same as the Zebra Midlliner brush pens. If you do the effect right after you write the letter, the lines are less noticeable than if you wrote the whole word and then give it the effect letter by letter. Now you can see that none of the pens bled through the paper, mostly because this paper is super thick and both markers are water-based, so let's swatch them and try the same things on a Leuchtturm notebook. This Leuchtturm notebook is 120 GSMs, the paper is a little less thicker than the notebook therapy one, and it has light beige pages instead of white ones. After doing some calligraphy with the Zebra brush pens, you can see the little bit of ghosting on the other side of the page. Nothing crazy, but it's definitely there. And after going multiple times over the same spot, you can see ghosting on the back of the page, as well as some crumbling on the pages. With the Tombow dual brush pens, the scenario is identical, but I have to admit that the Tombow markers show more ghosting on the other side than the Zebra brush pens. This video is not a review for any of these notebooks. I have individual reviews of them on my channel already that I will link down below, but I just wanted to swatch the markers so you can see what they look like on two different paper. But just in case you wanted to know, this is how they look, and the bleed through and the ghosting. Now, before I share my final thoughts on them, one of the things that we all experience is that Tombow dual brush pens don't fit in most pencil cases. I personally have a pop-up pencil case by Notebook Therapy. I have been using it for almost 2 years now, and I'm never going back to a normal pencil case. This pencil case holds a bunch of pens, and you can store their Tombow dual brush pens. As you can see, it closes easily with the pens inside, and you can even keep it vertically to easier access. So if this was something that you didn't know existed, you can get these pop-up pencil cases at Notebook Therapy's website and use code CATSPLANNER for 10% off at checkout. Now you know all of the details about these markers, and I hope it gets easier for you to make a decision about which ones to buy. In my opinion, I would go for Tombow dual brush pens because of the huge variety of colors available. Even though the Zebra Midlliner brush pen shades look softer and more pastel, 25 colors is not a lot, so if I had to choose one, I would choose the Tombow dual brush pens. I hope this video was useful, and if you have any other questions about them, leave them in the comments below, and let me know if there are more stationery that you would like me to cover and review and compare with other stationery. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!